All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Dark Hour 1936. Give me 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this flick. There's the alpha video. I'm surprised that it wasn't that I couldn't find it on Cult Cinema Classics, because a lot of the alpha video stuff is on Cult Cinema Classics on YouTube. So why would you even bother getting the disc if you can stream it on YouTube for free? It's a crappy movie. It's not worth the dollar bin that it was left on. And the print is in horrible shape. There's a big line that goes through the middle of the screen. Anyways, see what else I got from Netflix. It's been 6 days since I've done a movie review. Oh, man. I've been busy looking for work and trying to find a second job at a hotel on California Street, like a block away from my other job. But they want a flexible schedule and they want me to pay for parking, which is a real bummer. Anyways, the Day of the Dolphin. I think I can get a better schedule from a hotel in on Union Square. But the guy, Victor, he's too busy to schedule an interview for next week. So I got to call the guy next week, try to get an interview. And I've been sleeping like 12 hours, taking little nappy poos here and there. Do I got the bags under my eyes? Are my eyes red? Man, I've been catching up on sleep this week like never before. Here's the Day of the Triffids. BBC video. Not sure what the other disc was. Anyways, welcome to the Memorial Day weekend edition of my channel. Oh, this one is Image Entertainment. The Day of the Dolphin. Okay. So I got all 3 distributors, DVD manufacturers. Cool. The Dark Hour is a 1936 U.S. film directed by Charles Lamont. It's got Michael Mark from The Wasp Woman in it. When Elsa Carson's Irene Ware's uncle, Henry Carson, William V. Mong, silent film actor, is found murdered, there is no shortage of suspects. To start with, these include her other uncle, Charles Carson, Hobart Bosworth, her fiance, Jim Landis, Ray Walker, who is investigating the case, her aunt, Mrs. Tallman, Hedda Hopper, and Foot the butler, E. Clive. What was E. Clive in? E. Clive was in The Invisible Man, David Copperfield. I gotta put E. Clive's name in the description. I forgot. Anyways, Elsa also doesn't know that retired police detective Paul Bernard Burton Churchill has been on the trail of her Uncle Charles and the butler for years, or that others might have their own motives for the murder. Things then start to look bleak for Elsa when the murder weapon and disguise are found in her room. Differences from the novel. Edward Adamson based the screenplay on the 1928 novel The Last Trap by U.S. mystery writer Sinclair Gluck. The working title for the film was The Last Trap. The film omits many details from the novel. As retired police detective Paul Bernard Burton Churchill admits to his young protege, Jim Landis, Ray Walker, he only moved to the neighborhood to gather evidence against Elsa's, Irene Ware's uncle, Charles Carlson, Hobart Bosworth, and finally caught him in the last trap after a year. I'm not sure. This Wikipedia page is very confusing, just like the film. Oh my gosh. So at one point I thought that Hobart Bosworth was the killer. Then I thought the old detective guy, Burton Churchill, I thought he was the murderer. But then it was somebody else altogether. Somebody who probably wasn't in any of the film. It was just some random person who ran off to China. Oh, man. This was difficult to watch. And it's only 64 minutes running time. But anyways, I've been trying to go on Indeed. I put a filter on the pay rate. Now it only has like 10 jobs available. All right. Yeah. This disc is 1 hour, 11 minutes, so I'm confused. Is it 64 minutes or 71 minutes? You tell me. This is an old Alpha Video disc because it goes through every single movie in their catalog one by one, which is not as big as their newer discs, like the Alpha Video catalog. All right. Well, I woke up at 4 this morning after oversleeping for 12 hours again for like the 6th day in a row. And my chicken count is still pretty decent. I think it's $2,100 in there. But I got a lot of money coming out from car insurance. Umbrella renters, whatever. Whatever kind of insurance bills are coming out of my checking account. Then I've got long-term care and yeah. There's a lot of stuff coming out of my checking account next week. I still haven't got my my wage claim check or my unemployment check. Anyways, I'm doomed. I need that interview next week. And I need to start working 60 hours a week again. It's just all there is to it. I've got to get it done. Even if I have to keep bugging that guy Victor at the Union Square Hotel every day. I keep calling him every day. Because I know he needs somebody for that job, but he's just too busy to like schedule an interview. All right. I just don't know where I'm going to park or if they're going to give me a flexible schedule. But he said there was 2 overnights, 11 to 7, and then 3 night shifts. So that should be good. I get my my free health insurance, and my $30 an hour full-time job. That's just what I should have looked for last year. But when I got laid off from my desk job. But I didn't want to go on unemployment. I didn't want to take the time, be patient. So I suffered for a year. I suffered financially. Fortunately, the good news is that my Robinhood was up $1,200 in 2 days, thanks to Nvidia stock. The stupid people, all the stupid people who bought Nvidia stock. Of course, if the Democrats and Republicrats, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, come to agreement on spending next week, then the Treasury Department will start issuing more Treasury bonds, and the Federal Reserve won't buy any because they're on a tightening kick. So nobody's going to want to buy these additional bonds next week, and interest rates will go up, and the stock market will tank. If there's no deal next week, and the government starts delaying payments, then that'll be just as bad for stocks, because Fitch has already downgraded U.S. government's credit rating, and I'm sure more will follow starting next week. So that's the deal with the stock market. I think it's going to tank either way. And that'll be bad for my let's see, what was Clive was in The Invisible Man, 1933. He was in Bulldog Drummond Strikes Back, 1934. The Gay Divorcee, 1934. He was in David Copperfield, 1935. I forgot to put his name in the description, man. He was in Bride of Frankenstein. Clive. He was in Sylvia Scarlett. So many movies that this guy was in. Bulldog Drummond Escapes. Oh. Bulldog Drummond's Peril. Bulldog Drummond in Africa. Arrest Bulldog Drummond. Mr. Moto's Last Warning. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Bulldog Drummond's Secret Police. This guy was in a ton of movies. Edward Erkshom Clive is his name. So I'm going to try to get through these discs quickly as I can today. All three of these. Depending on whether or not they have bonus features, I might be able to get through all three. Then I'll just start going down my YouTube list, get through a bunch of those. So that's the plan for today. I went on Indeed to search for jobs, and it was only one page long. I've been having technical difficulties with Indeed every day for the last 3 days, I think. Anyways, hopefully I can get that hotel job next week. I want to be dead tired, and I'll probably go through my 2 lists very slow, but at least I'll have a second job that has decent benefits and decent hours, which is what I need right now. All right. Well, that's the end of my review. Hopefully I'm wrong. And I've been saying my Hail Marys. My son told me to say 3 Hail Marys in the morning, 3 Hail Marys at night. And it's been working for my Robinhood account the past 2 days. So hopefully I'm wrong and my Robinhood goes up some more next week before I pay my Cobra health insurance. All right. Well, that's the end of my review. No Karate Man in the chat room yet. You got to stick around until 3 o'clock for Mr. Karate Man later.